Hello, good afternoon and welcome. It's the 6th of May and we're going to start with the Australian dollar. Uh, they're 3 to 1 short. The commercials are 3 to 1 short the, the Australian dollar against the US dollar. And there's been little change this week, but there has been quite a big drop in the position on the chart. So big drop on the Australian dollar and very little change on the commercials. I'm just wondering if we're going to see a little bit of a pop back up maybe next week. I'm actually out of this pair at the moment. We will see what will happen. Pound, British pound. There are 174 contracts long to 95 contracts short. So that gives us about 80,000 contracts. That's about where it is at the moment, 80,000 contracts long. It's fallen off quite nicely this week. If we have a little bit more gain on the pound, we should come down somewhere near this level. So, you know, I think this hasn't got much further to run, being honest, but we'll see how we get on next week. The Canadian dollar just doesn't work for me. I just can't see any sense behind it being long. The euro. Now, what's happened here? The euro against the pound is on the commitment of traders. This is actually the euro dollar, but the euro against the pound is 4 to 1 short, which is quite a big short. And the change in positions for the euro this week, there's been 11,000 more contracts short and 2,000 minus 2,000 contracts long. So people have been taking the money off the long and putting it on the short. That's the change in the positions, and we can see that down here. We have actually gone back down to the zero level there. So that, I think, is about as bearish as it's ever been for the euro, which will be good news for me. Japanese yen. The commercials have gone a little bit more strength in the yen, and I'll be very pleased to see that. So we're stepping up there a few contracts. So hopefully next week we should see a bit of strength in the yen. Moving swiftly on to the Swiss franc. The Swiss franc is 10 to 1 long. The commercials, there's 10 times as many longs as they have shorts. So that is quite a positive signal, and we have seen quite a bit of strength in the Swiss franc this week. The AUD Swiss franc moved very nicely for us. So we will see what happens next week with that. Mexican peso next. This has gone really negative again. Sorry, it has remained really negative again. So we've stuck at the same position. I think this is about the third week that we've stuck around about the same position. We have seen a little bit of a sell-off in the peso. I'm expecting more strength in this. I think this is going to be a really nice move for me, but we'll see what happens. New Zealand dollar. This is again, the commercials are very heavily long this. Hopefully we'll see a bit of movement next week. I could really do with it. And we'll move on now. Crude oil. This has fallen very steeply this week. I think there's a bit more to come on this. So we're still remaining fairly bearish, although they have sold a little bit off this week. But you know, if we think we're going to get down to about the minus 250 here, I think you know, it's still got a fair old way to go. And we'll go now. Silver. We've seen a big drop off in this week, and I don't know if we've got much more to go. I think we might just about get down here. I've pulled my stop in on my silver trade. I don't think there's a lot more on this, but we'll see. We'll see what happens next week. But I have got quite a tight stop on it. I might get stopped out. Let's just have a look. Indices. S&P 500. Again, a bit of a drop off. We have seen some strength this week on the S&P. Whether that's going to be put back in next week, I really don't know. But I'm expecting the S&P to fall. But the commercials have actually got rid of some of their shorts. They haven't crossed the line yet, so we'll see what happens next week. But I am expecting the S&P to fall, but the commercials have sold off quite a lot of their shorts. Dow Jones, just have a quick look at that. That's still remaining fairly bearish. The Dow Jones, the Russell 2000, quick look. Commercials, even Stevens there. Well, it keeps falling, and I think it's going to cross the line next week. So that is looking like the bubble's going to burst a bit on that. So that's where I'm going to end this week. Thank you all for watching. If there's any queries, please let me know, and I'll try and sort it out for you. Sorry that's been a bit rushed. I found it really difficult this week to get this done. That's why I'm late. But thank you all for your subscriptions and your likes, and much appreciated. And see you all on Monday. Cheers. Bye now.